So it's interesting you bring that up. Planned obsolescence. Have you ever heard of that term?
Yeah, it's basically iPhones.
Yeah, so Apple has been one of the biggest drivers of obsolescence, specifically planned obsolescence. So have you heard of, so this is very, very, very related. Have you ever heard of Palmer Luckey?
No.
Let me introduce you to Palmer Luckey. Cool looking dude.
Mm-hmm.
He is the founder of Oculus. I'm
Did
sure
he
you've
do
heard of
planned obsolescence on the Oculus?
No, he did not.
Okay.
At least not intentionally. But the Oculus has obsoleted itself quite a few times.
Yeah.
But this guy had Oculus, right? He created Oculus. He was actually went to Cal State Long Beach, Gold Beach. And he dropped out because he became a billionaire when he sold Oculus to Meta for God knows how many billions of dollars. Oh no, $2 billion. He made 700 million from the sale.
Wow.
So he made a lot of money, right? And so what he did with his money, he went and started a new company called Anduril Industries. And so Anduril Industries is basically uses the latest and greatest technology for military contracts, right? And he has now taken that money and that information, and he's created something called ModRetro. And so this is a whole new company that he started, and he released the ModRetro Chromatic. Have you heard of that?
No.
So the ModRetro Chromatic is a Game Boy that is basically a new version of the original Game Boy from 1989.
How do you not get in trouble with license and all that?
I don't know. I'm sure he's smart, right? He does military contracts, and he's a very, very smart individual. I'm sure he's figuring out the licensing perspective, but I'm sure he's figuring out for the simple fact that this thing is $200.
Yeah. Wow.
And you still have to put the cartridge.
So there's no downloadable anything.
No, which is interesting. So you heard of Casey Neistat, right?
Yeah.
So Casey Neistat is a 80s gamer, and he grew up with this, and he was like, why in the world would I pay $200 for a console that I can only play one game at a time on, versus like Game Boys with 50 games or something. There's these like knockoffs.
And there's a couple of them. I forgot what the main brand is,
Yeah,
but there is one that's like,
here's one. Right, there's a bunch of handhelds that are like $50, $100 that have like hundreds and hundreds of games, right? And so
you can emulate all of them. Yep.
Yeah, so Casey Neistat basically did a video within the last week and was like, why would I pay $200 for a game that I can only play one game at a time? And, you gotta wait for the games to come out. And the reason is this. So this console, so the problem with a lot of the consoles today and like iPhones and everything today is the planned obsolescence, right? Once the battery dies, like my Game Boy SP, I can't play the Game Boy SP. I have to order a brand new battery. I have to rip it open, swap out the original battery, and put in a new battery that I need to buy because the battery blew up internally. Yeah. And so a lot of consoles, right, they just break. And so this particular console is designed to not be obsolete ever. So you have control. You will put the games in that you will own.
You don't need internet access.
You don't need internet access. The batteries are rechargeable, and it has a USB-C on the bottom, so you can be charging the batteries that are replaceable as you're playing the game, or just use the batteries that have been recharged through here. And so they're making a very big deal about again not having the obsolescence, and they're making a couple of games. And so
games or the Nintendo like.
These are new. These look new. These don't look like anything that I would have seen on the original SNES. I'm sorry, on the original Game Boy.
Yeah, but they're all like side-scroll, old-looking games.
Was it? I mean, Danny, it's a freaking Game Boy.
Yeah, but there's a certain people that would like that. Other people want.
Oh, look at this! An M64 is coming out.
M64. They're playing real close to that
Dude,
saw
when
the
you are a
feeling.
freaking billionaire and you can do whatever you want, how much is Palmer Luckey worth right now? Do we have his net worth? He's worth a few $1 billion.
He can do whatever he wants. That's cool.
Yeah, he could do basically whatever he wants. But I'm interested. I think I might buy one.
I'll probably get the M64. I'm into console games. I think handheld games are fun, but like I got the Switch, so that's what I'm playing handhelds with.
But anyways, I just thought this was funny or interesting, especially when we talked about obsolescence, right? Like you don't own any of your games, right? So they're really going over this thing like you're gonna own this stuff,
Nothing they
right?
can do can ever shut it down.
Basically.
That's kind of
And
cool.
so that's kind of what his take is, right? He's trying to bring the power of the freedom, I would say, of this item, and give you back basically what you wanted, and still be able to replay some of those classics. So
That they
mod
made.
retro,
Yeah.
definitely, I'm definitely interested. I'm probably gonna buy one.